Being one of the most admired backyard birds in North America, the Northern Cardinal is thought to be more responsible than any other bird for getting people to open up a field guide, leading them into the fascinating world of birds. Very much favored by many, they have been selected as the state bird of 7 states. Bird lovers often hold a profound meaning when seeing them, believing they are messengers from the spirit world and symbols of love and loyalty. Found mostly in the southeastern regions of the United States, these familiar birds have been expanding their range northward, with a growing number of them living as far as some southern areas of a few Canadian provinces. This is thanks in part to the growth of towns and suburbs in eastern North America. As we head west of the Great Plains, their presence is nearly absent, except for some desert locations in the southwest. They may even occur in Mexico and as far south as Guatemala and Belize. These charming birds don't migrate, so they continue to awe and delight people throughout the winter season. A beautiful time to see them as they look breathtaking against a snowy backdrop. With this unforgettable bold red plumage, male Northern Cardinals are quite the sight to behold. However striking though, let us not lose sight of the subdued females. With their soft brown overall color elegantly accentuated by reddish edgings on the wings and tail, as well as a slight red tinge to the tip of their crest. Both sexes have a black face with a red-orange bill. They measure between 8 and 9 inches and weigh 1.5 to close to 2 ounces. Other attributes that help to make it easy to recognize these songbirds are a long tail, a large bill that is thick and short, and a charming crest that is used to signal to other birds their mood, adding to this bird's lovable character. When both males and females are together, the difference in plumage coloration complements one another beautifully. There are a few species that look similar to the Northern Cardinal, such as male summer and scarlet tanagers, male phainopepla, which look like a cardinal that got into some soot, the female phainopepla that look like a cardinal with their color taken out. But the one species that really looks similar is the paraluxia, a tough-as-nails songbird that lives in the extreme hot deserts of the American Southwest and northern Mexico. There are plenty of places where you can find the Northern Cardinal. Habitats such as forest edges that have dense shrubs, marshy thickets, fields that are overgrown, hedgerows, regrowing forests, and areas that have ornamental landscaping. The easiest and most convenient place to see them, though, is in your very own backyard, where cardinals are more than happy to visit, provided you have what they want. Luckily, that's not a challenging thing to accomplish, since these birds will use just about any bird feeder that has seeds like black oil, hulled, or safflower, as well as cracked corn, peanut hearts, or a millet. The growing hobby of backyard feeders is another thing that has been attributed to the expansion northward, which certainly aids in giving them nourishment over winter in harsher locations. In a more wild setting, they can be seen eating seeds and berries, like dogwoods, buckwheat, tulip tree, wild grape, mulberry, and sumac, as they hop through low branches and forage on or close to the ground. In fact, these foods are what give male cardinals the eye-catching red color that birders and non-birders alike gravitate toward, which are loaded with carotenoids that help produce yellow, orange, and red colors. They will also eat plenty of insects, especially in summer, and raise their babies on them, such as beetles, flies, butterflies, centipedes, and moths. Spiders are also readily eaten. As they go about in search of food to eat, they take breaks to preen or sing from a high branch of a tree. A bird song that many people love. Males commonly sing all throughout the year, but really pick up in spring, producing pure-toned, whistle-like series of repeated syllables that can last 2 to 5 seconds long. Although not a common thing for female birds, in this species the ladies like to sing as well. Their songs are the same as males, and often male and females duet. They also make many different calls, with as many as 16 vocalizations recognized. The most common ones are loud metallic chips, which are used most often when predators are near or by both sexes as they bring food to the nest. They also make a softer tuk note when a member is about to feed the other, known as courtship feeding. A lovable behavior that can be seen all year round by mated pairs. However, it is at the height of spring when this touching attribute picks up, as the male adorably feeds his lady to prove to her that he can provide for the nestlings. Once this is achieved, it is time to build a nest. Trees and shrubs such as dogwood, hawthorn, spruce, pines, rose bushes, elms, and maples are readily used. And the nest is built in the fork of a tree or shrub around 1 to 15 feet high. One heartwarming thing about these birds is that if there is some undergrowth in your backyard or around the edges, it is possible to have Northern Cardinals nesting on your property. A cup that has 4 layers is constructed by the female, starting with coarse twigs and sometimes bits of trash, covered in a leafy mat, then a lining of grapevine bark, and finally grasses, stems, rootlets, and pine needles. It can take anywhere from a few days to almost 2 weeks to complete. Anywhere from 2 to 5 grayish or greenish white speckled with pale green to brown eggs are laid. While the female incubates them, the male is normally not too far, and usually well seen high in a tree as he sings. Or looking in a window fighting its own reflection thinking it's a male intruder, a well-known behavior that starts at the beginning of the breeding season and runs straight through to nesting. It takes around 2 weeks for the eggs to hatch, and the babies are usually ready to fledge around a week and a half to 2 weeks later. During their fledging time, they remain with their parents being fed for weeks, and may stay with them well into winter. Another odd thing you may see during this time is male cardinals feeding other species, such as these fledgling rose-breasted grosbeaks. A pair can have 2 broods in a season, and while they typically stay together for years raising babies on a territory, sometimes divorces occur, with 20% splitting up by the next spring. One interesting, albeit alarming sight for those who have never seen this before, is that their striking appearance takes a complete change in late summer, after they are done raising babies. One that gives them an almost vulture-like look. Some birds lose head and neck feathers, leaving them virtually bald. More often than not, this is just the normal molting process, something they share with other birds, such as the blue jay and the common grackle. As new feathers grow in over the course of a few weeks, they are back to their beautiful selves. Northern Cardinals are doing good and are quite numerous in eastern and central North America. It has been recorded by the North American Breeding Bird Survey that their numbers have increased by around 0.32% per year since 1966. Partners in Flight estimates a breeding population of 130 million and are rated a 5 out of 20 on the Continental Concern score, suggesting that they are a species of low conservation concern. However, it should be said that this doesn't mean they are invincible and not faced with challenges. All birds, whether in decline or not, can be subject to threats, so we should never get complacent with a species that seems to be doing well. But if given a chance, these birds can live a long life, with many living between 7 and 10 years. But some go longer, as one female was recorded to live nearly 16 years. In my location, they are not established, therefore I have not had the pleasure of getting to observe them. With that said, there has been sightings over the years. So with some time, it may be that one day soon I'll get to experience these lovely birds too. What do you love about the Northern Cardinals? And what stories do you have to tell? Comment below. And I just want to say thank you very much to the various people who sent in their pictures and videos of the Northern Cardinal for us to use. Please check out their social media or website down in the description. If you'd like to support my channel, the very best way is by liking this video or sharing it with other fellow birders. One other way is by visiting my shop at lesliethebirdnerd.com, where you can get a little something back at the same time or a gift for a friend or loved one. I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care. Happy spring birding.